look at the other guys within the division as a whole. The guys like the Danny Garcias, Terrence Crawford as well. You have Shawn Porter, who is in the mix. You know, Sergey Lipinets, a man that you defeated at 140, is now campaigning in the welterweight division. What is your current thought process on what 147 has and some of those names I mentioned?
Sorry about that. I'm back.
No worries. But what are your thoughts on the rest of the welterweight division? We went ahead and we discussed Spence, Pacquiao, but what about the likes of Keith Thurman, the Shawn Porters, Terrence Crawford, Sergey Lipinets, a man at 147, Yorda Dennis Ugas as well, the Cuban. What is your initial analysis of those guys?
Look, the welterweight division is very stacked. You got great talent, lots of champions. You know, all the names you mentioned, I think would be terrific fights. I think I'm able to get in the mix with everybody, and I'm willing to do it. The only thing is, are they also willing to do it? Maybe they also have other options. Maybe they have different agendas that they're in search of. So I'm able to be flexible, but I don't know if everybody's available. I would love to get in the ring with all of them. I think a great matchup would be Danny Garcia. I think that would be a terrific fight. I know he was in search of a possible Errol Spence fight or Manny Pacquiao fight. So maybe he's trying to get that fight before facing someone like me. He already fought Keith and he already fought Shawn Porter, but I haven't fought them. So I'm willing to get in the ring with Keith and Shawn. I think those would be terrific fights also.
So you're saying that you'd be willing to fight Shawn Porter in your next fight?
For sure.
If you can't get Pacquiao, let's look at, I talked about this with Thurman, but what's your wish list right now? Number one, I would say, is what, Pacquiao?
Look, Manny Pacquiao would be the ideal fight for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I would entertain the most. If that offer was presented to me, I would definitely explore that the most. But if that's not available, if Manny says, I'm not fighting Mikey for whatever reason, I'm fighting Danny or Errol or whoever it may be, then I'm going to have to look at whoever else is available, whoever else is left. If he decided to fight Shawn Porter, then I may look into fighting Danny Garcia. But if Danny's looking for Errol, then the only one left out would be Keith. So then maybe I go with Keith. The only name that I'm not really looking at as much, and not because I wouldn't want to fight, but because I know the business would be probably impossible, would be Crawford. Being that I've seen Bob Arum maybe not say the nicest things about me. I just think that fight's probably out of the question. I've seen and heard Bob speak some things about me that pretty much tell me he doesn't want to work. So it's not that I wouldn't fight Crawford, and I don't think Crawford has anything, against fighting me. He would love to fight, but being that he's held by Top Rank and Bob Arum, that just complicates things for the moment. So I think I would look at the other options, like you mentioned, all the other names. Shawn Porter would be a terrific fight. He stands and fights every single time he gets in the ring. He's in exciting fights every single time. I think the fans would love a fight like that. Keith, same thing. Keith is there to fight. And he's been a champion, unified champion, and I think that would be a terrific fight for the fans to watch. So like I said, I'm open to fighting anybody.